Uncle Willie comes up to me and says, "Well, Uncle, didn't you have a problem with something at your 7-Eleven store?" I said, "Yes, Uncle Willie." I said, I was busted for bookmaking. I didn't even know what it was. "Do you know who you belong?" "Yeah, Uncle Willie," me being a jokester. "I belong to my mom and dad." I was what behind the ears. I didn't know nothing. And that's when he says to me, "You don't have my personal number?" I says, "No, my mother does." He says, "Here, don't worry about nothing. You turn around and you call me. We'll do a business. I heard you're very good. You had delicatessens in 7-Eleven. I put up the money, you run the business, we split 50-50, and then I take you into another world." I don't know what that means. Well, let me bring you to the day of the funeral. My father had a bakery called Coletti's Bakery, and my godfather, Joseph Coletti, he was there. I didn't know anything. I'm still wet behind the ears. Didn't know how involved the Coletti family was with Sam the Palma Delvagante. I knew nothing. And that's a story again for another day. And he says to me, "Hey, Angelo, weren't you one of the guys that got busted in that little bust for bookmaking?" And I'm like, "Joe, what do I know? I was one of them taking bets. I didn't know anything. I called for my dad. I called for my brothers. I called for my friends. And they tell me I'm a bookmaker." I didn't know what it means. So he put his arm around me and said, "Hey, when you come to New Jersey with your mom, come talk to me." Henceforth, I did my research over the years. And I found out who he was and who his father, Giacomo Coletti, was. That was the introduction, what I now know today, with the world of organized crime.